Rats. All of ya.
Are you that building inspector?
I'm gonna get bulldozed by a few choice ewes. This is so exciting. Did I just say doo-doo? How could anybody be mad at that face? Oh. Good morning, it's Monday, it's back to reality, back to work, which if I spent one more second on the couch this morning, there would be no activities today. I am going to sort and vaccinate some ewe lambs. That is probably a week overdue. I should have probably done it last week, but last week was a tad on the busy side. Okay, look where we are. We're not in the lamb barn, which is, well, we are. We're just not lambing. I've lost my mind. Okay, so we have, this is my group that lambed in September. I love this group, so I do want to pick some ewe lambs from this group because they were just too good. I'm not selling them. So in this group, Cinnamon's in this group and Bella's in this group. So pretty excited to see how they have done. So today we are giving them their gland vaccination. To the ewe lambs only, and we're also, I'm going to try to take anything that's a multiple, anything with the Steele genetics or the Reno genetics is kind of what I'm looking for. They have to have fairly good average daily gains, and then just confirmation if they look half decent, so, and if I like them. So Bella and Cinnamon already make the cut. So yeah, all the girls are going to go this way, so we're going to need the vaccine too. All right, well then I'll stay here, you can get them in, and we'll go. Sorry? Do you want them? Yeah, the ones that I'm not keeping, and then the ones I'm keeping. Oh, so you're keeping? Yeah. All right. That took a while. They did not want to go on the scale today, so I was really happy I had Carissa, but I've totally put her behind across the road. So God knows what this new feeding schedule is going to do for tomorrow morning's lambing. So I'll give you a little bit of an outline of what I'm doing. So this is the first of 2 evaluations of these ewe lambs, and it's the first of 2 vaccinations, and this is a gland vaccination. So you need to do the initial one of 1 mil, and then I have to come back 4 weeks later and do the second dose of 1 mil. However, if any of the criteria that I set out, which I already kind of talked to you guys about, if any of those ewes don't make the second cut, then they don't get that second dose, and then I'm still okay, the withdrawal date is done, and then I can still raise them for market animals. So that's kind of how I kind of choose my replacement ewe lambs. They don't get one chance. They have to basically make 2 cuts to make the family. Unless you're Bella and Cinnamon, and they automatically got to stay. Okay, 191 animals. Average weight of this group was only 72 pounds, which I thought it would be a bit higher because the weaning weights were really good. So the average weaning weight, I believe in this group, was about 53 pounds. So in the last 3 to 4 weeks, they have gained, well, they've gained almost 20 pounds. So actually it's pretty good. It just they didn't feel that heavy, but they've done pretty good. Okay, I ended up with 64 ewe lambs in this group. So that's a pretty good number. Now these are September born ewes. I usually do not like to take my September born ewes or my December born ewes because I have to hold them a little bit longer to bring them back to breed. So these guys will be bred they're September born, so they'll be bred in their natural cycle next year, so not till next October, which means I'm kind of keeping them for 13 months before I'm even breeding them. So that means they're not going to lamb until they're a year and a half old. So it's just, those are just those extended ewe lambs. They cost me a little bit more money to breed, but I don't think I had enough out of that March group. Wasn't crazy happy with the June group, so I'm just taking a few from all these groups this year. So the ewe lambs total for the group, so these are the ones I'm keeping plus the ones I'm not keeping, their average weight was 68.78. So I didn't keep any ewes that were under, I did it actually by average daily gain, not so much the actual weight. Because there was a bit of a difference in ages in this group. I had a few born in October. So yeah, 68.78 as an average weight is still really good, I think. Yeah, I think that's all I've got for this group. I'm just gonna finish cleaning up the mess that they left. And then I'm gonna have some lunch and catch up with you guys in a flash. Hypothetically speaking, there might be a girl we all know very well. Twice already this year, she may or may not have had a couple escapee problems of the wrong gender, in the wrong pen, at the really wrong time. I do have the chain, and I did buy the clips. I have all the things. I just put it on the shelf and forgot to actually put them on. So we are gonna do that right now. Rats, all of ya. Not you, of course. You're so cute. Billy? No. Okay. Put a chain here. I put a chain here. Basically, any place that a boy can get out, I have chained. Are they learning their bad habits from you? Huh? You're so cute. How could anybody be mad at that face? Oh. How could anybody be mad at you? Every Christmas for the last 4 or 5, we take about a week and do a little bit more on our kitchen reno. Last year, the year before, I think we started installing some IKEA cabinets because we didn't want to spend a lot of money on the kitchen because our house is over 100 years old. It needs so much structural work. You know, in the next 5 or 10 years, we just don't know where the kids are gonna be and what's gonna happen with this house. So we didn't wanna soak a bunch of money into it. We're doing kind of just cosmetic stuff just to get us through. So in saying that, we are doing what we can with what we have. We kind of did a makeshift island countertop. We did it with plywood, and Mark did a really good job on it. So he's actually doing the table attachment for our island so we can actually sit at it. We were gonna spend the money and get good countertops, and then we were like, no, let's just make do for now. Jess and Mark they finished some wiring this morning, just got some plugs in. We bought a range hood over a year ago, so we got that installed, and we also bought lights to go over our island like over a year ago, and we got those installed. So it's looking more like a kitchen. And we have power to the kitchen before we're using extension cords. My friends laugh at me. They're like, how do you live in that? And I'm like, because I just know Mark has to do it in his own time. You cannot pressure him to do anything. It has to be his idea, and so finally he's doing it. So anyway, I just want to take you through what we actually do when the camera's not rolling. Did I just say do? How you making out?
super productive. I watched 2 whole Netflix episodes.
Has Dad been on the phone this whole time?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Since lunch, yeah.
These are our new bar chairs. Stools, bar stools. Hi, Luce. Hi, have you been supervising? I see. I know, I agree, 100%. All right, so this is the wall. I have to finish painting this. This is where our old cabinet was, but they put in a couple plugs, so I think we might put our TV, we have an old TV we might put there. And then this is gonna be our wet bar. But he put these up over the holidays and that up over the holidays. So that's pretty exciting. And we have power at all the outlets.
Woohoo.
Woohoo! Move the table over there, and then that's gonna eventually be like a little sitting area. But that's all we got so far.
Lucy, sit. Good girl, good sit. Are you quality control, Lucy? You quality control? Are you that building inspector?
Do you want me on this end? Because you know where this end's supposed to be?
No, just. Right center. Towards the sink more. There.
Wow. Very nice.
Not too bad, eh?
No. In the camera, it looks like it's on an incline, but I know it's not.
It could be, because I was trying to guess the.
It's dead level.
Yeah.
Wow, it's such a. It's. I think it's my viewfinder. I think it just looks.
Oh, it looks funny when you look at it.
It's crazy.
This is my spot for my line.
Hey, puppy. Good morning, you guys. No lambs this morning. I think while it's froze up yesterday, it got really mild, so everything was just muddy and kind of gross, and everything's froze this morning. So I'm gonna grab the telehandler before Carissa gets here, and I wanna get some hay bales gathered for this barn. I might throw them across the road too, just under storage. It's supposed to get mild all next week, and because my hay bales are in the field, I don't wanna make a mess of the field. So I like to do these things while it's frozen, so I might just take some time this morning before she gets here and get that done. Noah, hi! Say hi! Hi! You're getting so big! Alrighty, it is the afternoon and I have my vaccine. I just pulled it out of the fridge. This is the chlamydia vaccine. It's their second dose. It was supposed to be done 3 weeks after the first one. We're on day 27, so I'm a little bit late. 25 doses in a bottle, and it's a 50 ml bottle, so it's looking like a 2 ml per U dose. It's hard when I'm going back and forth with different vaccines. I always have to just double check dosages. It is crazy that I'm not even done lambing this group and I'm prepping for the next breeding group already. So yeah, Rebecca's coming next week to scan a group that are supposed to be lambing in March. So I actually have her the 6th, and I'm due to put cedars in the group that I want to breed in January on the 7th, because I want to start breeding them on the 19th. We're kind of already planning not the next lambing group, but the lambing group after that. So I'm always kind of 2 groups ahead of where I currently am. That's the thing with sheep being pregnant for only 5 months. Everything is just kind of cycling through pretty quick. I do this chlamydia vaccine because the very first year I brought it, the very first load of sheep I ever got in, carried it. It's just been one of those bugs in my flock that I know is there, and instead of, you know, fighting it and crying over it, I have been giving this vaccine for probably the last 3 or 4 years. And it's really helped with those abortion issues, because this chlamydia bug will cause early stillborns, early abortion. They call it abortions in sheep. A lot of people don't like that term. This particular vaccine has worked really quite well in my program. Now, I like vaccines because I find it's very preventative. I prefer that over like using antibiotics. I would rather, you know, vaccinate my ewes, let them figure out how to fight these things on their own, instead of like always treating. Treatments have their place, antibiotics have their place, but I hate having sick sheep. So I'd rather just be preventative than reactive. Just about fell over. I think last time I ran these through, I think I spray painted them orange, which will help me dramatically through this whole process, but I'm just going to check my Gallagher and see if that's the case. So this group of ewe lambs is actually my April lambs from last year, and I also added my June lambs from last year. The June lambs I'm not breeding in January, so they're not actually getting vaccinated. They didn't get vaccinated either 3.5 weeks ago, but I do need to do the second vaccine on the April lambs. Just finished cleaning up. I finally got my creep feed today. So hi, Noah. Yes, I'm talking. Yes, Mommy's talking. It's okay. Now I know how Mark feels with the puppy. So I'm gonna just take a couple seconds. I do have my creep feed. It got delivered this morning. So I'm gonna make a little area here. I'm gonna use the old school feeders here. I wanna use my new one with quite a few lambs. They're supposed to easily feed, I think 70 or 75 lambs on the little feeder. So I have probably closer to 80 over there or more. So I'm gonna put it over there, and I'm gonna put it in its own little area because I have a funny feeling as soon as I go in there with pails, I'm gonna get bulldozed by a few choice ewes, one being Goat because she's claimed that spot as her own. And if she knows I'm going in there with feed, I think she's gonna just blow me over. So I am gonna dedicate a little spot for the lambs, but not a great big area that I usually do. Just one big enough that they can go in and out one at a time or however many and eat, because that is a self-feeder and it's got a container, whereas the other ones are just, once they run out of feed, they run out of feed, and I'm not here all the time to refill it. Yeah, that can fit lots. This is so exciting. That was 2 pails. I usually in those white feeders, I can barely get two full pails into those. So I've got 2 pails and it barely filled the bottom. So I'm not gonna put much more in it just because they don't know what's going on yet and I don't want it to get stale. But this is pretty exciting. And yeah, so I can easily fit a day's worth even with 80 lambs for sure. So I will keep you guys posted how I like this. Again, this is the Veno lamb creep feeder. It's the 4-foot. They do have an 8-foot one too, but we just decided to start with a 4. It's a little easier to move. I don't need as big of a space. And then I've got way more pen space for the rest of them. So biggest reason I wanted to try this out is I waste so much feed with those white feeders. Jamie comes in every time and he's like, oh, thank you for your business, because it's all on the ground, because they get in there and they paw at it and they get them really dirty. This should keep all the dirt out. So I'm really excited. Probably gonna buy a couple more at least. Just want to try it out for a few days and see how this group uses it. I'm also going to grab that hay feeder. I didn't love it for gotta put this down. I didn't love the hay feeder that he gave me for the lambing pens, but what I'm going to do is use it for the bottle baby separation. So I'm going to put it on that little gate, and the bottle babies love to gnaw at that hay. So I'm going to do that right now. I just don't want to waste anything that he's given me to try out. And I really want to give you guys some just, you know, an idea of if I like it or not, if you're looking at equipment. I do love, I got to use it again today, the sort gate. So I am gonna buy that from Andrew because I really like it. That hay feeder was the only one that it's just, only because I want my ewes to eat TMR. And carrying those bales, pieces of dry hay all the way down there, I need my cart for straw. Straw is more important right now than getting dry hay to these pens. The hay falls apart, which is what I want, but not when you're carrying it to these feeders. So for now, I'm going to leave the feeder out of the lambing area, but I'm going to use it for these bottle babies because I think that's perfect for that. They approve.